Hopefully you're all there. Sorry. Gatlinburg is always very tricky. Always very tricky. Hopefully you all come on back. Okay. Okay. Hopefully you're not all stuck on the other channel. I ended that one because once the signal's gone, that's the end of it. You can't do anything about it. Hi, Riley. I'm back again. I had to restart the phone. Do all that nonsense. But at least we're going through Gatlinburg. This was at the Quality Inn, Creekside. I turned in. Hi, Pat. How are you? Thanks for coming back. Appreciate that. I seen it. Hopefully I sent the notification. Yeah, that's what they said. Supposed to be, the cold front is moving through sometime tonight with some rain. Tomorrow, highs in the 40s and lows in the low 30s. Snow in the mountains in Gatlinburg and maybe other places in between. David Kestner, how's weather? Beautiful. 82 degrees right now. Beautifully sunny. Try to get you there. Get to see what's going on. I can't guarantee the signal through Gatlinburg. Normally, once you lock in to the signal, it kind of stays. But there are people, mostly, you'll notice a lot of kids. Snow tonight and it's 80 right now. Yeah, isn't that something? Freaky weather. Don't have a hot spot to stream. Kevin, how are you? But you'll notice the crowd is mostly youth crowd. And then, of course, parents with their children or relatives or whatever. Because it's spring break. For the next, 4 to 6 weeks, it's going to be spring break everywhere. Everything Auto will definitely get some calls. Oh, they definitely will. But you can see the people in town, and it's Wednesday. It's only Wednesday. Imagine what the weekend's going to look like. It's going to be crazy. I have my other microphone charging in case this one decides to peter out. When I bought it, it said 90 minutes. So I don't usually talk 90 minutes. There are a lot of cabins to the left on the mountain. Yeah, those are all mostly new as well, Riley. And they took away all the views that we used to get, like the ones that you can see up in the left-hand corner. Those are all brand new cabins. And expensive. But, some people don't mind laying that money out. Well, okay, fine. If you got it, spend it. Sorry, I meant you should buy a hotspot to stream so you don't have to lose connection. Yeah, I could do that. I bought one or two of those things that I saw on TikTok. It's a little box that you get, and it's a hotspot thing. After I linked it all up, then it says you have to pay for a subscription. It was $30 a month. I said, no way. Riley, yes, I know the searcher cabins there are a lot. I'm poor, but I can look. Yeah, you can look. I can look too. And some of these cabins get $1,200 to $1,500 a night. A night. And chances are you came up to see the mountains, not see a cabin. But if you got the money, okay, you want to piss it away, that's up to you. I'm too cheap for that. Way too cheap. And you can see there's a lot of people. Board Game Man. Well, hello. Hi, Board Game. You still at Bucky's, Board Game? Their cabins there for sale, $7 million. Oh, yeah, that's, and when you mean no land, it's a lot. That's all it is, just a lot. 80 by 100. Nothing. $7 million. It's ridiculous, but they'll get it. Somebody will buy it. There's a guy named Gatlinburg because he's still walking. Oh, yeah, once in a while you'll see him. He's still harassing people. Still begging for money and harassing people and stuff. I'm surprised they haven't run him out of town yet. Really. He puts down all the businesses that don't give him free food. You don't give him something for free, he runs you down. Every town has one of them. Met him once on the street. A vacation seems oddball. Yes, Board Game Man. I'm still at Bucky's. Board Game Man met Miss Marie and I, and Bucky himself. That's right, Bucky was there. We got pictures of Board Game Man and Bucky. I still have them. I keep them in my external hard drives. All those pictures. I keep everything. I keep buying more external hard drives. That's how fast I fill them up. It was great meeting you. Yes, it was, Board Game. I mean, you're a faithful subscriber, and I appreciate you for that. Still trying to hit 10,000. Can you imagine that? 4 years doing this. And some people have been doing it for, Kevin, yes, the guy at Gatlinburg Husky, still eating donuts and drinking and lying about never eating donuts and gets money off people. Yeah, he's another one like Yitz, the Orca twins and the rest of them. Their day is coming, don't worry. They think they're going to retire, and that was their end game, was to do this full time. This is, now it's been around for a little while, but still most YouTubers are a flash in the pan. They come on hot, they come in at 1,000 miles an hour, and then they just disappear because they realize it's not as easy as you think it is. Oh man, I missed a bunch. I'm sorry. Got Board Game Cabin, right? I got you guys there. That it was, okay. Yeah. I'm a tad over 30 acres. My property backed up on my neighbor's property. Jointly we own 300 acres. Excellent, excellent, excellent. It took me 3 years before I knew. Gotta wait. I'm gonna roll up the window real quick because it's loud. I know how to get you going. Asked Huck Tucker. Yeah. Think about it. She did get arrested, didn't she? I mean, I'm pretty sure that was the case, right? She ran a scam. From the day one I saw her, I said, this chick is trouble. I told Marie that. I said, that blonde is trouble. She's anybody that does that on social media about what she does to men, that's trash. She is white trash. Yes, flash in the pan or splash in the pan. Most publishing houses only last around 10 years. Yep. Vacation station on the scene. Yeah. Somebody. Much of the Golden Corral, they had to call EMT. Oops. Almost hit the wrong button. I can put the windows down now. I don't want to interrupt the signal. With window tinting, it interrupts the signal. It creates a mirror effect on the signal. It bounces it back. But just look at all the people. It's amazing, isn't it? And this is not even season yet. Pat says, and now for your entertainment, the tune Jeopardy. Da, 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 da. First time in next week, 4-day cruise. My wife attending RN school. Excellent. At her spring break, she wanted to get away. This is a good place to get away. Because you don't just have to stay in Gatlinburg. There's so much to do here. You go driving around for hours and hours and find stuff all around. It's not just the Strip. It's not just Pigeon Forge and the Parkway. I've talked to so many people who said, I didn't know that road existed till you showed me that. And we drive that road now. We go this way, that way. The unseen stuff and the shortcuts. Well, I want to know those roads. I live here. I want to know all the roads. Board game, man. We're so lucky to have Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg in our backyard. So blessed. Yes, I feel blessed too. And that's why I moved here. Did a lot of investigating before I moved here. And found this is where the action is. It's also where the beauty is. And that was a big deal for me. I don't live the tourist life, but I like the tourist atmosphere. Because once again, I spent a lot of years in Florida. Riley said, I just don't want to stay in Gatlinburg when I come there. I want to go on the back roads into Wares Valley area. And I agree with you. Wares Valley is a beautiful place. And I don't ever think that will succumb to the tourist type trade. It's always been touristy because all the little shops and stuff. But I can't see flume rides and go-kart tracks and stuff like that. It doesn't work. You seem one of the most stand-up regular guys I've watched in the area. Just subscribe. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you. I'm just me. I do not accept money. I don't accept any super chats or shout-out money. I don't need it, and I don't want it. I just like doing what I'm doing, showing you this, because I like looking at it, and I think I'm not the only one that likes to be in this area and looking around, or people watching and building, watching and seeing what's new, what's gone, just to have fun. Riley, the Strip would get old if I lived there having to deal with the traffic all the time. It can get old if you allow it to get old. Probably the best thing to do is avoid it not all the time, but try to stay out during the key times when there's a lot of events going on, because then you won't get frustrated. I come into it because I want to show you it. That's the only reason I come up here during Rod Run and during the Jeep Invasion and anything else that's going on. It's the only reason I do that, to show you. I would probably just be happier sitting on my deck monkeying around with the raccoons. That's just the way I am. I'm basically a recluse, but I enjoy watching people. That's the New York in me, because I lived in New York. Hello from Southern Pennsylvania. Hi, Alan Genty, you're new. Did you just discover this channel? I appreciate that. And look at Anakisa. There's a bunch of people there. I'm a huge people watcher. My wife always makes fun of me. Well, no, it's all right. Been watching for a while. Thank you, Alan Genty. Thank you for commenting. That helps the channel a lot. Silly stuff like this helps out. When you comment, the algorithm picks up, and that means that they show it more. Oh, what did Riley say? I want to go to New York City someday before I go and eat pizza and pasta. I lived there. I was there for a year. I worked in New York City. I take the train in, get out at the Statler Hilton, and then go to my job. Hey, it's PB. Hope we get back out there this summer. I hope you do too. I really do. Thank you. Thumbs up, Al and Jen. T. No, I do. I guess I'll just go straight because I can't. Look at this crowd. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? That's amazing. For a Wednesday? That is amazing. Board game, man. That's a huge crowd. Yes. See, we agree. We're thinking alike. It's not. This is not normal. Even if it is spring break, this is not normal. Turn this just a little so you can see a little bit more. Hello from Georgia, beautiful Georgia mountain. Yes, Georgia has beautiful. Vacation Station has its own lane. Yeah, they get out of my way because I know Yitz. Hey, they've been to Japan. What a bunch of idiots. Looks busier than most tourists. Yes, it does, doesn't it? Very unusual, but this is an indicator for what the season's going to bring. You can always tell early on if it's going to be a busy season or just a regular old tourist season that it happens here in Gatlinburg. Every year I've seen it grow more and more, seen more tourists come in more and more. There's the public parking right there. See the red sign? Don't be fooled by the green sign. See the red sign? That's the one you want to turn into. $10 a day, all day long. The other guy, he's going to hit you for $20. You got to watch these guys. Yeah, there's something else. Oh, my microphone fell off. Sorry. I wasn't supposed to do that. I'm going to turn here. I'm just going to loop it around because I can. There. That's another look at downtown. I'm going to put this on, clip it back on to my seatbelt. There, that's good. Just let me know if my mic ever clips out because I got another one charged and ready to go. It's a whole nother view of downtown Gatlinburg. I did make corned beef and cabbage, but I did it yesterday. I didn't do it on the traditional St. Patrick's Day because Miss Marie already had cooked a bunch of stuff. So I said, well, I'm not going to cook it twice. I don't want to double up on the food. Don't need that. And it was good. The corned beef. Over 40 years nowadays, we barely get to the end of Pigeon Forge. Yeah, I know. Right? It's never too late to have some corned beef. I agree. I can have that anytime. I can have it absolutely any time and be perfectly okay with that. Sorry for the glare. One thing for sure, the raccoons never go hungry. Board game man. So nice to have the sun up later. Yeah, I agree. I'm wondering if they're going to actually go through with the daylight savings time thing. I know it was put out in front of Congress and the Senate, but I haven't seen anything written down in black and white yet with Trump's signature on it. But I'm tired of this going back and forth nonsense. I like it like this. When, 7:30, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, and the sun is still up. And, people go, oh, my kids. You know what? Get the little brats up early. Okay? I had to do it. Little Johnny and Janie, they're so spoiled. Only come to Gatlinburg now to go to Space Needle and piece of pizza from what is that called? Stenga's? I think it's called Stenga's. It's coming up here on the right. It's good pizza. It's not bad. It's street pizza. New York is the place to go. When you want real New York pizza, it must be the water. New York pizza is one of a kind. Their hot dogs are dirty dogs, one of a kind. And when I worked there, I always had that stuff. Ash Smith, only come to Gatlinburg. Oh, Ash, are you new to me? You new to the channel? Bill and Barb, hi. So beautiful. What's this about? It's spring break. Buddy Wilkinson, late to the party again. How you feeling? I'm feeling great. Absolutely great. New to live. Watch a lot of the unseen videos. Thank you. I appreciate that. I love doing those because I get to see so much stuff I have never seen before. I've been here 9 years, and why didn't I go down that road? I don't know. I enjoy the China restaurant in Gatlinburg. Good stuff. Have not eaten there. No, I can't remember ever eating there. Please give Jeff a thumbs up. Thank you. That's true. Yeah, please hit the thumbs up. That helps the algorithm. That makes this channel rise, and it actually puts it out in front of others. Does anybody have sound? Do you have sound? Can you hear me? Somebody respond. Otherwise, I'll put another microphone in. Can you still hear me? Okay, board game. I can hear you. All right. Check your volume on your phone. Because I have no problem switching microphones. It only takes a second. And I got to drop my sun visor because it's definitely right in my eyes, and I don't want to hit a pedestrian. It's the last thing I want to do. There. You got to give them the way. I bet the Go Coaster is wide open. Yes, I can hear you. Oh, yeah, they've been very busy. I don't know, it's only a vid. Pat, turn up your volume, Pat. Make sure your volume, you didn't hit the mute button. Make sure you didn't hit the mute button. How are you guys doing? Hello from Alabama. Ricky Shaddix. Did you guys get hit with tornadoes? I know Alabama got hit quite a few. What, 40 people are dead across the board. See, people in a rush. The Volvo. Oh, driving me and Muffy. Look how they're weaving in and out. 10 miles an hour through town, idiots. 10 miles an hour. Where are you going so fast? Oh, Starbucks. You need another latte. That's why. Right. Idiots. Gary Foreman, lecture by. Thank you. I haven't changed that in so long. I'm putting, as per Ms. Marie, I'm putting more, yes, about 20 miles, 3 miles from me, 5 miles from the house. Board game. I'll never forget the Corvette that passed you a year ago and nailed the curb. Yeah, that was a chance shot. I just happened to be pointing the camera in that general direction. And bam, man, he lost 2 tires, and those were not cheap tires. He was going too fast, wasn't paying attention to the road, and that little curve right there is one of those you've got to pay attention to. You're going to hit it. That came back on. I still have no sound. I'm off. We'll watch it. I don't know why you don't have. Everyone else is still listening. Hugs all the way around, Pat. Keep checking your phone, Pat. Something's on the sound right. Either your volume control is off or you hit the mute button. There's only 2 things it could be. Everyone else you can still hear me talking? I smell all those wonderful smells. The steak, chicken, Fanny Farkles. I mean, it's just a wafting through the inside of the car. I love it. Loud and clear. Thank you, Pat Thomas. I appreciate it. Dora. Al here, Ricky. Okay. Riley, I hear you loud. Thank you. I like these microphones. They have a little bit deeper resonance to them, and that's important. That Anna, haven't had a pancake cabinet. I bet it's off. Yeah, they're good. All these pancake places, they all make their own version of a pancake, and they're usually good. 5x5, buddy. What's it? What I don't like, Patricia, check your mute button. Yes, that's what I suggested her do. Something's not right. She must have hit something. Probably a group of hugs all the way around. Wow, not busy. Oh yeah, it is busy. Gary Victoria, you didn't see. I just drove through the busy part of town on a Wednesday. That's amazing. Wind is blowing. You see it whipping around? It's blowing. Yep, you can hear it. Can you? Turn it and then turn around. Really windy. And you know that a storm is coming. Oops, I missed it. It's blowing. Probably getting in the microphone. Tracy, ever hear much about what Trump is trying to do to Canada? He wants to buy you guys. Tracy, you need to be the 51st state. You would appreciate it. You finally got rid of that jerk. You know, that illegitimate son from Fidel Castro. You do know that, right? That Justin Trudeau is an illegitimate child from Fidel Castro. Did you know that? Yeah, he's a real piece of work. Glad he's gone. He was doing you guys wrong. Just letting you know that. He's an idiot. Is there that church right there on the strip? Yep. I think it's a Baptist church. This is the Bible Belt, so it's predominantly Baptist. There's only, Miss Marie looked, I think there's only 4 or 5 Catholic churches in this Sevier County. She's a devout Catholic. Hear about the tariffs. Yeah, it's tit for tat, Tracy. You know, Trudeau wants it his way, or he's not there anymore. You got the new guy. And this isn't personal, but you guys were ripping us off for $300 billion a year. That's right. We were giving you that money, just giving you $300 billion. What you did with it, I don't know. Nobody knows. So Trump pulling all the stops on everybody we're giving money to and starting from scratch. And nobody's getting any free ride. No more free rides because I'm paying for it. Everybody you see walking here, if they're an American, we're paying all that nonsense. Okay. Oh, I might fell off again. Why does it keep doing that? I'm back 4 hours ago. They had another earthquake. Yeah, they're talking about in Alaska, not far from you guys in Canada, that the volcano there is rumbling. And the last time it rumbled like it is doing now was in 1959 and 1964, maybe, or 1962. And it was horrendous, which you guys would be affected. Immediately, you guys would be affected from the fallout and the soot. They got to keep your eyes on that. Okay. I'm always scouring the news for all sorts of stuff. I mean, that's what I do late at night. In between when videos are rendering, which they take time. Hey, Larry. There's my Larry guy. That's my Kroger guy. Hi, Larry. Good to see you. Good to see you. Kroger. 2 favorite places, Kroger and Food City. You can see the crowds now. You can see that we do have people out and about. Still 82 degrees under partly cloudy skies. No rain yet, but rain is on its way. Tonight you'll see these clouds that are coming in now. That's a front. And they'll be bringing along with them rain. And then tomorrow, highs in the 40s. And yes, stores are packed. Yes, I know. I was there at your place yesterday. And snow in Gatlinburg tomorrow. In the mountains, most likely for sure. In Gatlinburg, it could see some snow. Everywhere else, I don't know. I just read the weather. But we'll see what happens. All the stores are doing well. You can see China Bazaar is finally open. Tropical Cafe, Puckers, all those, that's open. And that building is done and open up to the public. You got a few changes in some of the stores around here. Some of these, they come and they go. Local burro, you can still go on the roof and eat. We've eaten there several times. It's not bad. It's not 5-star, but it's not bad. No, I haven't been to Gorilla Taco, and I probably won't be going there in the near future. Not that I won't try it. I will eventually try it, but I got to be careful what I put down my gullet. Gifts World, Tennessee Hemp Care. This is what we need is another pot store. This is the strip. Oh, what did I miss there? Tracy, because of Trump, Jeff could be laid off soon, depending on. I'm sorry to hear that. I can tell you he means no malice to that. Great job talking over the mic. Oh, thank you, buddy. Oh, you're welcome. This is what I did for a living for 37 years. Talk to myself in a padded room. No kidding. That's what I used to do. But I glean a lot of information from everywhere, and I try to store it as best as I can, and then bring it up to you guys to share with you some of the stuff I found that might be interesting to you. There's a lot of stuff out there now, especially with the social media the way it is. It never used to be this way. To get my information, I used to have to go to AP Wire and United and all that. Literally have to read off a wire. It'd be a roll of paper that would just keep printing for hours on end, 24 hours a day. And that's where I would get my news. That's where I'd get the local weather. Did you know lava is under Mount LeConte? Oh, yeah, it's still an active volcano, but not active to the point where it rumbles and breathes. Yes, it's a very... could be a very dangerous volcano, but it hasn't rumbled for a very long time. But with a lot of the earthquakes that are happening in and around the world, it's starting to agitate the earth. And that's where it runs into a problem. You get the tectonic plate movement, and that's when they start rubbing, that's when volcanoes start erupting. Look up tectonic plate movement, and you'll see what I mean. Fanny Farkles. Oh, there's that smell. Oh, the sausage and peppers. Oh, my word. Oh, coming right out of that door right now into the car. Oh, goodness. Good. I can't have it, but I'm allowed to smell it. I'm allowed to smell. I'm allowed to. No threat to my heart there. That corned beef was so good last night. It was so good. And I didn't get a very big piece, but I got a nice piece. Really cooked it up. Pat says, I could see Mount LeConte from my yard a few years ago. Red oak trees, again, dying off quickly. Those are all signals. Drinking benzene and moving into the ground. Yes. Signs and symbols. You got to keep your eyes open. Oops, Don Checker. What time are you picking up, Marie? I'm assuming they're closing at 11 tonight. They have the new summer hours. And I usually crawl in there around 11. Well, they close at 11, but they don't get out till 11:30 by the time they clean. Such a busy area, they should be make the streets bigger. They can't. They can't move the buildings. My yard is mostly granite covered by red clay. I don't like when the red clay gets on my shoes and I drag it into the house. That always sucks. I mean, look at all the people sitting on the benches and stuff. You just look at that. Oh, right. That, what happy? Bill Barb. Hello, Mr. Jeff and Miss Marie. Can't wait to try out. Oh, I got to check that this is always a busy little corner right here. Got to be careful. Wait to try to catch you in the. Just love you all on vacation. Well, thank you, Tim Hutchinson. I appreciate that. We love you too. Kevin, you ever go to Dollywood? Haven't been there since. I used to have passes for several years. I had annual gold passes, no more. Too expensive, too crowded, and too boring for me. You know, it's the same old, same old. Still thinking about the Fanny Varicles. Smoky Mountain Cats Crew. Make sure you check out their channel. They always have fun. They always go to fun places, and the kids are great. Pat says July 20th, I had to take down 3 red oak trees that were leaning into my property and dying. The trees were around 100 to 130 feet tall. Tall ass trees there. That's pretty tall. I had the tree got Ash Smith. Oh, missed that one too. I had to go for it. Oh yeah, I brought Ogle Dog cheesesteak from Fanny's. Yeah, who couldn't? Who couldn't? Typo. We were leaning towards my house. Sorry you froze. It was time to pick up Marie. They close at 11, but she doesn't get out till about 11:30. By the time they clean up the place. Thanks for the shout out. Oh, no problem. Smoky Mountain Cats Crew. Check out their channel. Give them a subscribe. Give them a like. And watch their videos. They work hard on doing what they're doing. We all work hard. Never ends. It's always something to do. Have a sip of my coffee. Oh. I think this virus guy, 2 thumbs up on the channel. Thank you very much, Larry. I appreciate that. That's where I got my corned beef, Larry, from you guys. I went to Kroger and found just the right size corned beef. Took it on home, marinated it for a day, and then last night cooked it all up. Pat says my husband was bedridden while I was climbing the tree. Wow. He realized he wasn't able to do something no man in his family does. Yeah. There's a point in your life when you reach that mortality time. Myself, I've come to an age where life stops giving and it starts taking away. And it happens to all of us. And you just have to realize that there are some things you can't do anymore. That you are getting older, getting slower, and you have to pace yourself accordingly. Barbara's doing a lovely day. Oh, absolutely. Still 82 degrees. Not too cloudy, but that front is coming through. That front is coming through. I think I'll go this way. I can't say the signal's going to stay with me, but I'm still in Gatlinburg. You got to let the pedestrians go. That's what I was thinking about. Wait. I don't want to cause a problem. I definitely don't want to cause a problem. I've seen with those who take the trees down and are going to land on my house and kill my husband. Could happen, as you know. Those trees don't think, they're unforgiving. Deborah Parsons, Jeff, my husband can't. It just moved. Can't wait to bring grandson to Goats on the Roof in a few weeks. Just let me know when you're going to be there. I'll try to meet up with you guys. Can't guarantee it because I'm always driving around. Miss Marie can't believe you're always in the car. Always in the car. Jake Snakes, hello from St. Pete. Another gorgeous day. It really is, Jake. Gorgeous day. Bill and Barb, have Vacation Station TV and family. Thanks, Bill and Barb. Larry Sky, Jeff, you're the best in the business by far. Thank you. Well, that's a compliment. Barb Stewart, lonely day in the Smokies, taking the sunshine breath. Yes, I did that last few days when it was sunny. I would just sit on the deck, and the sun rises in the east right on the deck, the lower decks and upper deck. And I'll switch, and I'll just sit there and let that sun bathe on me, that vitamin D that I need and everybody should have. Go out and get some sun. Deborah Parsons, sure, will do, sir. You're welcome. Pat says the base of these trees were 3 feet in diameter. Damn, that's a big tree. If they fell on the house, there'd be problems. I got a couple of big trees, but nothing that big. That's enormous. Did you sell those trees? Because people will buy them. The woodworkers and stuff, cut them up into transportable size. They'll buy them for you for a good $1. They do around here, too. Well, you're around here. You know what I'm talking about. You know, the guys that do all the chainsaw and stuff, they'll buy it. I own my own mill. I should have known. That. Oh, boy, I bet you get some nice wood. Larry's eating today and 45 tomorrow. It is bipolar, like my ex-wife. I have a foot. Do you? What are you talking about? No, I don't want to go that way. I want to go this way. Okay, so I don't want to go up that. I want to go this way. Oh, tool fetish. I thought you said a foot fetish. Did you see that? I bet you have a killer wood shop. Oh, God. Oh, I could only imagine. I thought so. Did you see that picture? I don't know. It's one of the last 2 videos I did. Man, this is low stress. Sitting here and letting you do the driving. No problem, Pat. Think nothing of it. Did you see at the beginning of the video where the guy's license plate? I had to get that on video. It says, was it toe lover or toe licker? Toe licker. His license plate. Check it out. The beginning of the video. I think it was the last one or the one right before. I just had to throw it on there because I'm driving and go, does that say toe licker? It did. It did. See all the hotels here? Isn't this something? You know, I could actually park here for a minute. There's nobody staying here. Nobody. You can see the mountains. Good. I could stop for a minute. Whew. Man. Larry Sky. There's an app. Whoop. There's an app. How would you know that, Larry? My trades with mixed machinery, electronic, whatever. Once I mastered those, I bought tools for a cabinet maker. You are industrious. I love you. That's excellent. I miss my workshop. When I lived in Blanton in Florida, I had a whole barn that was mine, and of course the house and all that, but the barn, there was one for the animals, and then there was a workshop barn that I had it all set up with all my tools and everything, and I loved it. I could drive right into it if I wanted to do work. And that's all gone now. That is all gone. And up here, pretty hard to have a workshop unless you got flat land. I have heard, yeah. Oh, Larry. I really did thought she said she had a foot fetish. Oh, I know some strange people too. Actually, I had a friend, this is in Florida, that actually had a foot fetish. Absolutely. And he admitted to it openly in a crowd. He had no problem. He goes, oh, yeah. Yeah. And you'd never know this. This guy was law enforcement and everything. And he goes, oh, yeah. He goes, feet are everything. And I go, you get off on feet? He goes, oh, yeah. I go, okay, whatever curls your toes. What can I, and no pun intended. I go, who am I? Who am I to tell you what you should and shouldn't do? Oh. Everybody's got a kink somewhere, right? Oh, what is this? Larry says, I can't even stand to look at my own feet. Pat, baby, this mama had to do what I had to do, raise my first son solo and first remarried. However, when Bryant and Lucky were 8 and 10, Arnold was down in a bad way. Lucky pointed out, Mom, well, I'm glad everything worked out for you, Pat. Are about to become a single mom. It's tough being a single mom, I'm sure. I'm sure it is. Just bringing this up just a little bit, just so you can kind of see what's going on. Yes, whatever floats your boat. And, there's a lot worse stuff out there. It's a little bit better look at downtown. I was not single, I was married, though. I kept my wedding vows and supported Arnold Lucky. That's admirable indeed. Ash Smith, going to show us the dead body in the window at the bottom of the hill. Huh? What dead body in the window? What are you talking about? What? Is there a dead body? What dead body? Gatlinburg Town Square. The bodies exhibit beside the space. Is there really a body? Pat Bailey says a machine is like tools, man. And tool parts for medical equipment and fire. You have quite a knowledge of that. That's excellent. Yeah, dead body where? I mean, you're talking about Hussey when the guy that jumped off the needle, right? That was tasteless. He was just looking for clicks. That's all. Shameless clicks. The macabre. A bunch of bodies. Oh, yeah. Yep. A cadaver that's preserved. And it's real? Why would Gary 2 hours? My wife and I decided we don't want kids, so we're telling them at dinner tonight. We don't want kids. Yes, there's a human body exhibit. Smoky. Why aren't you covering that? Is that the one where they have sections of people? That's very macabre. It's a human anatomy exhibit near Slice. Do a video on that. Raymond Parsons, yes. Ashman, yes, it is like a scientific kind of place. How many lows would Rob Lowe rob if Rob Lowe robbed Lowe? Do it before I go there. You don't want me to go there because I'll be interviewing everybody, including the bodies. The macabre stuff always draws a crowd. Have you noticed that? Like if I catch an accident and I just put it up even on shorts, it'll get thousands of hits because humans by nature want to see that. What is the name of the dead body place? Dead body place. Dead bodies are us. I don't know. Maybe somebody could enlighten us. Go up to one of those cadavers and go, well, how you doing? And you're not looking at all well. I remember when that, if it's the same one I'm thinking of, when it was touring around the U.S., the crowds would line up down the street. I showed it in our last video at the end of Crazy Masons. I don't think, when was that last video? Because I haven't been keeping up with a lot of videos lately. I've been inundated with other stuff, private stuff. It's called Bodies Human. Yeah, I think that's it. Ash Smith, I think you're right. They do cross sections of people. Larry Skype. Go live there. No. I would consider maybe doing that, but no, I'll go let the Smoky Mountain Cats crew get up there and do that. Maybe I'll catch up with it another day because I will interview people and I like to interview people and I'm very good at that. I'm not bragging. It's just what I did for a living. I don't use notes. I don't need notes. Who, what, when, where, and why. Human body exhibition. Smoky Mountain Cats crew. Go do an in-depth video there. I want to see how your sons react because I bet they get all oohed. Although, do they like the macabre or do they get like, ew, ew? I don't think your husband would give a crap. Either way, he's pretty laid back. Adventurers out there that have been there. Well, yeah, leave it to Ryan. He's way ahead of the curve. He put Yitz to shame. Yitz was like, oh, they'll never catch up to us. And as soon as he finished that, they were already 10, 20,000 ahead of him. Deborah Parsons. It'll be a short interview with the cadavers. Yes, very short. Not a lot of words spoken. Rocket Launcher. Hello, Jeff, from everyone. Hope all doing well. And you and Miss Marie. Yes, we're both doing well. Patricia Bailey. How old is your channel? Wait, Larry Sky, I'm sure Hussey is. Oh, yeah, I'm sure he was real in depth about it. I started in 2015, but stopped for a while and then resurrected it again in 2016. I was doing videos from Florida because just prior to that, I had the TV channel on CBC, and it was Great Outdoors, and I traveled all through Florida and did on Channel 9, and I did videos underwater, boating, I mean, you name it, I did it. A lot of scuba diving because I loved scuba diving. I got permitted underwater. I remember posting on this channel when my husband passed. Yes, I remember that, Pat. I felt so bad for you because we all have to face that if you're married or have a significant other sooner or later. And I thought about that after you did that. I said, what would I do if Miss Marie passed before me, which most likely won't happen, you know? But I thought about that. I said, I would be broken for a long time. She's my soulmate. She truly is my soulmate. I thought the others were, but nah, that fell apart. We've been together so long that we're connected. And 19.8 years he suffered. God, that sucks. He had a strong constitution. He didn't want to go. I don't have any how do I word this? I don't have any fear of dying because I've been so close to it so many times that I'm ready at any time it happens. But I'm not asking for it. You know, you listening up there? Okay, I'm not asking for it. Okay, good. He heard me. He made sure Bryant and Lucky knew who their dad was and what he knew. Good, excellent. Share that. My dad was kind of that way. He was very open, and we talked all the time. And a very smart man. Jimmy Spencer, hello, Jeff buddy, counting down the days to the car show. Yeah, everyone is. Still looking for that 34 or 38. Wouldn't mind having a 38 Cadillac. Irish guy. Jeff, wasn't your first video here at the 2020 Rod? I believe so, but no, I did videos before that in Florida. Every once in a while, I repost them to show you that I have been doing this a long time. But like I said, prior to that, I was doing TV. And when I was doing TV, there was no YouTube. There was no vehicle like there is now. If you did videos, you did them on a television channel. And Arnold was a bright man too, an engineer. Yeah, my dad was an engineer. He set industrial standards, 12 different. Yes. My father had stuff go up on for NASA. He built stuff for NASA. That's how smart he was. And he did it all in his basement. He had to go to different places to work, but he designed things that were way ahead of their times. You're an engineer too. See, you guys have a whole different mindset. My dad would sit at the dinner table, and on the napkin, he would design something on a napkin and then make it into something real. He was amazing. Absolutely amazing man. And he was an astronomer. He donated his time at the Hayden Planetarium and the Museum of Natural History. Very bright man. He knew the stars very well. He listened to the stars. Our basement at our house in Long Island had easily 20 or 30 pieces of equipment recording individual stars. Our whole backyard, we had 5 acres on our property. My oldest son is going to college for engineering. Smart boy. Smoky Mountain Cats Crew. Which one? 6 different fields. Arnold died at the age of 70. I'll be 65 soon. I better catch up. You can't catch up. You just become. Now, remember the amplifier my dad designed for, I think it was Apollo 8. And it was no bigger than, a couple of Pop-Tart boxes. And in it was all this really sophisticated stuff that only he could design. NASA couldn't even come up with it. And he designed it and said, this is what you're looking for. This will work. And it did. It worked. Whatever it did, it worked. And he was in the newspapers. He was on TV. They interviewed him on TV and stuff like that. Very shy man. My father was, even though he could speak to a crowd and he did a lot of talking, he was very withdrawn. He's a typical engineer, very quiet, always thinking, always doing. And on our property, I never finished that thought. On our property, we had radio antennas he designed and built, put them on the property. We also had an observatory on our property, a very large observatory on our property that the colleges would bring kids over and the schools would bring kids over to look at the stars. And he had the telescope in there, and the thing moved with in sync with the earth and with the stars. And the neighbors just thought we were out of our minds, especially when they delivered that. It looked like a spaceship coming down the road. It was pre-made. And it came down on these large flatbeds with flags on them. And I remember the neighbors freaked out when he did, but there's nothing they could do. There's no HOAs back then. and they put it in the backyard and put down the cement and all that stuff, and brought it down by a crane, and the neighbors were freaking out, you know. But my dad always had a way. He'd invite all the neighbors over instead of like alienating them and causing them to bitch and moan. He says, "Come on over. We're having a party. You come here too, and see what this does." And they loved it. After that, they were so impressed. And it emitted, when you went in it at night, it emitted a red glow because you use a certain red lamp to be able to see in the dark and also see the equipment that's working around it. You don't put a white light in there because it drowns out the light. So this observatory that looked like a flying saucer would emit a glowing, humming red light that just freaked people out. We had got a good laugh out of that from, you know, the neighbors. They go, "Your father is something else." He was also my Cub master because I was a Boy Scout. I was a Cub Scout, a Weeblos, and then a Boy Scout. And he was always the leader of each one of those. He made sure that he was always there to guide me. And I appreciate that. Even though in my life there's mistakes that have been made, regrets, but he guided me the best he could. And I appreciate that. That's why I love my dad. He's no longer with us. He died many, many years ago. Sepsis killed him in a hospital. They couldn't get a hold of the infection. Sepsis is one of those things that when it gets into your body, it travels fast. I think he was 74, if I'm not mistaken. And my mom lived to, I think, 86. Pretty sure she was 86. And she just went to sleep. That's it. She was starting to lose her mind a little bit, but she just went to sleep. That was it. That's the way to go. You know, shut your eyes and go. Of course, I hope if that happens to me, I'm not driving the car at that point. You know, so I'm getting so sleepy. I didn't know it got dark this early, and then next thing you know, I'm careening off of a cliff in Gatlinburg or something. That could happen. It could happen. Anybody still with me, by the way? Yes, hello everybody. I hope everyone's doing a wonderful day. Rocket Launcher, your best video to this day is Sunrise Klingman's excellent. Thank you. Yeah, I love doing those sunrises and sunsets. Smoking my cats. Our older one, Dom. Okay, I'll remember that. That's why he's so quiet, isn't it? Pat says, you do know NASA did not make the Apollo rocket launch ships. IBM made. Yes. But it was encompassed. It was under an umbrella. Larry Scott, Elon, and SpaceX is trying to get people to Mars in 10 years. I know they will, too. Pat, I became an engineer at IBM. My dad died the same year Arnold died. Isn't that interesting? David C. Perkins, I'm here. Hi, David C. Ash, hey, if you went out of the way, I can't read this. Hey, if you went out that way, I'd get a ton of views. Which way? Which way, Ash? Which way? Nobody likes to lose somebody they love. It's always devastating for a while. There's a certain point of grieving, and you need private time, and you have to collect your thoughts and then regroup and then figure out what you're going to do from that point. I don't know. Like I said, I thought about that, and sometimes you think of those mortal things. If anything ever happened to Miss Marie, I would probably pack everything up, shut down the cabin, and just go. Just go anywhere I want to go. Just get on a plane and go somewhere, go to another country and stay there for a while and just start traveling as best as my health would allow me. But being that's not going to happen, I told Miss Marie to do the same thing. I said, when I go, I said, you got the house, you got all the investments and all that stuff. Go. Don't stay here and mourn. Go. Enjoy. You've got family all over the place. They're not just in Southeast Asia. They're all over. Go. There's nothing stopping you at that point. You don't have to take care of me anymore. Just lock up the place and go. But she thought like that was tomorrow. So she already had my stuff packed out on the front lawn, a So Long Jeff party, and all my stuff's gone. I think the first thing she'll get rid of is my VR. She was cooking the other night, and I just felt like playing. I think it was night before last or night before last. And I just strapped it on. It's always charged, ready to go. She never uses hers. Except she used it 3 times. She used it a lot. That's it. Ms. Marie would probably prefer to travel. Oh, yes, she wants to travel with me. And we're talking about that now. Deborah Parsons. We're talking about, as I'm feeling better, I probably will. Tell her to keep the YouTube channel going. I don't know if she would or not. That's a good thought. She's not, as you know, she's a shy person. She's not outgoing. That's why we make a good team. I do the silly stuff and just chatter away. Blasto FF577. You're new to me. Hi, Greg. Where do you come from, Blast? Oh, Blastoff 577. Hi, Greg. Are you new to the channel or just stepping in? I was just there last week and this week. Did you have a good time? How could you not have a good time here? There's so much to do. Pennsylvania. Haven't been to your state in a long time. I used to travel there quite a bit. I used to go to Hershey, buy antique cars. Hershey, they still doing Hershey? Thank you for joining us. Yes, best vacation ever, I think. Good. I'm glad you had a good time. What did you do? Where did you go and what did you see? I'm interested because I like to know what people do when they do come here. Hershey's still there. Yeah. Every year. And Carlisle. Just go to, I think Hershey was first, then Carlisle, or I could have it backwards. Which one is it? Hershey and then Carlisle, or Carlisle then Hershey? Is the Hershey antique car show first, or is Carlisle antique show first, or do they even still have Carlisle? Used to always go there and never fail to buy an antique car. Always. And I'd leave my car there and pick it up again. Oh yeah, usually spend too much money. Yes, of course you do. That's what it's for. Nice blast stuff. I love it there. Never heard of it. Oh my God. They have, at the time, Hershey was the biggest antique car show and auction. It wasn't just, like a rod run here. It was people from all over the world would bring their cars. Angie Sue. Hi, Jeff. Sorry I'm late to go home from work. Hope you, Miss Maria, are doing. Yes, we are. I think Carlisle was first. Thank you, Jimmy. I'm concerned about the volcanoes erupting and the things that will change life as we know it. It could happen, Pat. It could happen. It had to end sometime. It all has to end sometime. That's just the way it is. It's funny how people, they look at themselves transcendent to everything. Like we all are here forever. I went up to the mountains there. It's beautiful up here. And people take this transcendent attitude like we're bigger and better than anything else around us, including the nature itself. Impressive. People still do today in Carlisle. And they fail to remember that something as simple as, and I'll try to encapsulate this. When you look at a tree, it starts as a nut or a seed, and then it grows to its fruition, to however big it gets. It goes through the cycles of deciduous cycles of spring, fall, winter, summer, and then it dies. It finally, just one day, the tree dies. That is how we are. We're all connected, just like every tree, every plant, everything that's there. It's born, it grows, and it dies. Right? And people went on Alpine. Well, you went on the Alpine. You didn't go on the goat coaster, blast off the fastest coaster in the Smoky Mountains. Carl Sagan once said, anything that has ever to go full cycle is now extended. That's very true. My father knew Carl Sagan very, very well. Very well. A friend of mine that drove for 4 hours. Thor. See me, Thor. Yeah, they would talk all the time, and they get together and they would talk stars. Because he was good at that, Carl Sagan. He was definitely very comfortable in front of the cameras. Absolutely, we're all connected. We'll be here, and our Father comes to get us. That's right. And the unfortunate thing is that people are always, they spend their lives swimming up streams instead of going with the flow. And one should always go with the flow, because it's easy to turn off at any time and get out of the flow. But if you're so busy swimming upstream, you miss everything that's going by you. And I'm talking about, I'm talking about people are always hustling to make money, more. And the next thing they know, they're 60, 70 years old, and all they did was work all their life. They did nothing. And then they go, well, when I retire, I'm going to go here, and here. And it never happens. We played pool and went to eat and locked his keys in his truck. I felt so sorry for him. Yeah, that's never fun when that happens. Learn how to, like I did, you learn how to break into a truck or a car. That's what you do. Now, I'm not like Gitz. I wasn't a punk that smoked behind the school, but then I didn't smoke. Right? You saw that video, right? He goes, yeah, I was a punk. He thought he was a punk because he wore a leather jacket. And that's not a punk. Okay, that's an idiot. And he goes, yeah, but I didn't smoke, but I smoked. He's an idiot. But as you get older, you start to think more of mortality. You realize that you're like I am. I'm in the autumn of my life. And eventually, whatever happens, happens. And we all say goodnight. And that's it, But there's so many things I want to do before that happens. And I told Miss Marie that I have a bucket list of things that I will do. And I think with that sheer will, sheer determination, because I'm very tenacious. Battery power on my phone is starting to wane. Uh-oh, that's not good. Or is it on it could be on my microphone. If 2 years before Arnold passed away, he began loving a song called Welcome Table. I don't think I've ever heard that. Was that by AC/DC? That's my problem. I work entirely too much. I need to retire. Yeah, you do, Jimmy, because you're not a spring chicken. I know you well. And you need to say goodbye to that. I'm now 75 and I enjoy life every day, even on Sunday. Yes, David C. Yeah, 70. As long as my heart holds out, I'm still going to enjoy life. I'm not going to sit back and wait to die. But that's a waste of time. I know too many people that I went to school with that as soon as they retired, they stopped doing anything. They just stopped. They didn't do anything. And they died shortly after that because they had no drive, no will to live. Welcome table is a God's. I didn't know that. It's about going to heaven and being welcome there. Well, that will happen, if that's what you want to happen. But while you're alive, enjoy the breath you're taking. It's funny how people, they make fun of religion. I have no religion. I'm a spiritual person, but I subscribe to no particular religion because I don't believe in that. It's organized corruption. I just don't. Arnold was too much in pain to have a happy. Yeah, I know. I can imagine. I know what pain is like. Well aware of it. But I'm trying to remember where I was going with that. David C. Perkins, hello. Saying hello. The organized religion crowd, I always have shied away from them because there's always so much nefarious stuff in the background behind the curtains that it didn't intrigue me. It made me sick to my stomach. Some of the stuff that when you start reading about all of these religions, you realize it's most of it's a scam. Either you're part of this world or you're not part of this world and this universe. And you don't need somebody's verification. You don't need to tell somebody the things you've done wrong. And this, I always felt bad about because I was raised Catholic. And I go, wait a minute, I got to go see this guy with the post hole digger hat. And I got to tell him that I cursed today. I did that today. I did this. And he's going to forgive me. And go, who's he? I didn't see him walk on any water. The day on done, it just went into the helicopter ride. The place was beautiful. He described that place to us. So that's the nice thing, There was some peace somewhere along the line. And I've made peace with all of my demons already. And I did that years and years ago. And I don't have to tell somebody all the nonsense in my life because that was the past. This is the now. My mom passed. This is Greg Carell. My mom passed away 2 months ago. Sorry to hear that. The hospital got sepsis. Very sad. We used to travel to Smokies many times. Yeah, nothing worse than that because there's nothing they can do. The angel must have taken him on a helicopter. Yes, they must have. Lucid dreaming is one of my favorite things. Many times I fly in my sleep. And I can remember every one of those dreams. All the other dreams are gone. I look out of the side of my eye and they're gone, just like that. But the ones that are lucid dreaming, the ones that I fly and I made peace with my demons too. Yeah, my ex-wife. Yeah, I've forgiven all of them. I forget all the hell that they put me through. And all the aggravation, it's over. And yeah, I have no problem with them. I wish them well. I wish that they wake up from their dream and realize that there's a better way to live. But one that always stands out, and just like I could remember it just happened like 2 seconds ago. Sleeping, I leave, I'm floating, and then all of a sudden, I'm shooting through the stars. And around me was like a tube, a lot like you'd see in the movies when they're time traveling and it's moving faster than you can imagine. And I'm saying to myself, how am I breathing? I'm not on Earth anymore. It's clearly because I can see the Earth getting smaller and smaller and planets passing by. Excuse me. And I'm saying I'm not even in a suit and I'm breathing and I'm conscious. I can clearly see everything. It was real. And it got so far away. I went so far that I said to myself, I can't see Earth anymore. How am I going to get home? And as soon as I said that, I turned, my whole body turned and went back into itself in a flash. And there I woke up and I go, oh, that was cool. That was unbelievably cool. It was as real as it could possibly be. When I met Arnold in the degree of astrophysics, he said he was going to be in the team that would colonize the planet. That would have been fun. My father always said that we will colonize other planets, and he definitely believed in UFOs. He's had witness to a couple that he never really told people back then because they thought you were crazy back then, you know. But there's no doubt he wasn't lying. For all I know, he was on that team. Yeah, he could be. He could be in another planet somewhere. And I know that when I was traveling from Long Island up to the Berkshires where I lived, I'd gone home to visit. John Asper, good evening, you know where? Yes, I know it. Tornado watchers are out in West Indiana. Be careful. That I was driving on the Taconic Valley Parkway. I was in my 38 Master Deluxe coupe. And I'm driving up by myself, Taconic Valley Parkway, just chugging along, I think at 50 miles an hour. And this, I did not know this was a thing that was going on until they had the, what did they call that? Hudson Valley UFOs. Look it up, 1974. I think it was 72 through 74. And this happened in 74 to me. I was driving up Taconic Valley Parkway by myself, a little AM radio on, an original AM radio in the car, buzzy sound and stuff like that. Driving, and I look out to the left. I was up high on a mountain going up into the Berkshires. And I go, what the? And this large, black, at least black to my eyes, triangle was floating out over. I was on high top of the mountain on the road. To the left of me was the cliff of the mountain, and then down below was a valley, and it was just floating there. I pulled over to the side of the road, and I'm looking at this thing, and it was enormous, absolutely enormous. And I go, what is that? And I'm listening. I turned off the car, and I'm listening. Not a sound came from that thing, and there were 3 lights, one at each corner of the triangle, one in the center underneath, in like a dome light. And they weren't blinking or anything. And it was just hovering and moving at a very slow rate, just a few miles an hour. And I got out of the car and I'm standing there watching this. And I go, what is this? I've never seen anything like this. What do my eyes see? What devil magic is this? And I'm watching it, and it finally disappeared between 2 wedges of mountain, because my road would have turned to the right and the mountain kind of veered to the left, and it went through that and disappeared. And I go, that was the strangest thing I've ever seen. I told my dad about that, and he goes, you may have seen something. And then after years went by, oh, my battery died. My battery died. How about that? Battery on the phone died.